Hey YouTube, it's Sarah. Earlier I made a video and I promised I was going to come back on since it's my 5-month surgery and talk about my surgery process a little bit. And I have to make this quick. If I run out of time, I'll make a part 2 because I think I can only do like 10 minutes at a time. And yes, I'm coming to you from my bathroom. I was looking for a room that had better lighting. This may not be the perfect place, but anyways. And I don't have on makeup. Again, I can't use the excuse I just got up. I'm just not wearing makeup today. So, I had surgery on April 26th, 2012. And the hospital that I had surgery at is about 3.5 hours away. And so my family and I went down the night before and spent the night. I think I had surgery on a Friday. I honestly do not even remember. How sad is that? No, it was a Wednesday because we went and prayed at church before. Anyways, so the 2 weeks before that, I was told that I needed to do a special diet, but it wasn't clear liquids. It was I could have certain frozen dinners, so many of those in a day, and plus certain kind of protein shakes. The week before my surgery, so I was actually going to New York, and so I talked to my surgeon, and I was like, look, I can try to do my best. I can take the protein bars, protein bars too, and some protein shakes, and I can try to eat as healthy as I can. I said, but I'm going to be in New York for work, and there's just no way that's going to, I just can't take frozen meals with me. It's just not going to happen. So I did that, and then the day before surgery, I think, maybe 2 days before, but I think the day before for sure, I was on clear liquids, or not clear liquids, just liquids. And then obviously, before midnight, I couldn't have anything. So anyways, my family and I traveled to Nashville the night before, and on the way down, we'd stopped at Cracker Barrel because everybody else was hungry, and I had my little cup of, I had brought a bouillon cube, and I got some hot water, and I drank that, and while everybody else was eating. And my parents were like, are you sure you want to do this? And I was like, well, yeah, I got to get used to it sometime, and everybody else was hungry, and I wasn't going to let them go starving. So, anyway, so that night we got checked in to the hotel, and then I had to be up really early the next day. I think I had to be at the hospital at like 5:30. So my mom and my dad and my husband and my brother and his wife and my best friend, who was already in Nashville at the time, were all at the hospital with me that day. And that morning they checked me in, and I went back, and they got everything started, got an IV going, and anyways, I was relatively calm. I had prayed about it so much, and just pray, and I had a lot of people praying for me. And so, I tend to be a drama queen, surprise, and I tend to freak out about things, but I was so calm, and I think I just knew that it was in God's hands, and there, He was going to take care of it, and I was going to be fine. So, they wheeled me back, and I think my mom and my best friend and my husband I think my husband, he was pretty calm too. But I think they were about to freak out. But I was fine. And they wheeled me back, and I remember them telling me to get over on this other table, and they were talking to me, and they started giving me some medicine, and that was it. The next thing I know, I was in recovery. And immediately in recovery, well, one of two things. I had pain, which I honestly was not expecting. I really thought that the medicine or whatever was going to kind of numb me up, which, I guess it did to a certain point. And then 2, I was freaking starving. And I remember when I came to, the first thing I said was, why am I hungry? Because that was like the number one thing about this surgery, is it takes that ghrelin, I think that's how you say it, out of your tummy, and you're not going to be hungry, and blah, 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 blah. Hungry. I was hungry. And I've gone back and forth. I was like, well, maybe I really wasn't hungry. Maybe it just felt like hunger because there was no hungry. I was hungry. There's no other way around it. I was hungry. The good thing about my surgery and the surgeon and stuff I had is I didn't have a catheter. I didn't have any kind of drain. It was pretty cut and dry. It was laparoscopic, and I was in recovery for a long time. Matter of fact, I didn't know it, but my husband and my brother just about had to come apart on some nurses because they had been told they'd be able to see me within like 2 hours after the surgery, and it was longer than that. Of course, I was in and out that time, so I don't remember a lot of it. And I'm also not a back sleeper, and I was on my back, which was one of my concerns about the surgery. I'm not comfortable laying on my back. It's a little better now, oddly enough. And even propped up on that thing, I wore the smack out. And when they finally found me a room and wheeled me down to the room, I asked those people who were going to move me to the bed if I could just please walk to the bed. And they were like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yes, can I please just get up and walk?" And they're like, "Okay." So they helped me, and from the get-go, everybody was impressed about how much I was moving and wanting to move. And honestly, I just had so much more pain than I had anticipated. And I was expecting pain. I was expecting gas pain. I didn't really have any gas pain. I may have had a little bit. People kept talking about how bad the pain was in their shoulders and their back, and I didn't have any of that, guys. I hurt. My belly hurt. It's important to say that I've never had any kind of surgery ever in my life. I'm not a parent yet, so I've never had any kind of kids, no C-sections, nothing. So I had nothing to compare it to, but it hurt. And it hurt like a mofo. I'm just going to be honest. It hurt. Now, in saying that, I got up and I moved around. I've watched a bunch of videos where people are like, "Oh, it was a little painful. I was expecting pain. It wasn't that bad." It was bad. It really hurt. I had to have help to get up and down. One of the things I've wondered, and I didn't ask my surgeon this, but I wondered if this was true. My belly is one of the bigger parts of my body. I mean, I am even all over. Don't get me wrong. I'm big all over, but I have to carry a lot of weight in my tummy, in my stomach. And I just wonder if that had a lot to do with the pain I was having and where it was at. It was just really hard to move around and maneuver. I mean, I did it. I mean, I still had to have help. So that first night in the hospital, I did not have a pain pump. They would come in and give me medicine through my IV, and it took about the third or fourth time to figure out that, because we're all idiots, that the medicine was making me sick as a dog. Every time they'd give me the medicine, I would yak and dry heave. And let me tell you, super not fun, especially when you've just had some major surgery on your stomach. It's really not fun. So eventually they realized that's what it was, and they decided to give it to me slower. They thought, "Oh, we're giving it to her too fast." Didn't help. Still got sick. And I got to where I almost didn't want the pain medication because I knew it was going to make me sick. And then finally they switched pain medications on me, and that really seemed to help. They put it in as slow as it could be. The nurses were wonderful, and everybody was so helpful and so nice, but I just still, when I knew it was pain med time, I knew that I was going to get nauseous. And after they switched medicines, it was not as bad, and I think I only dry heaved like once after that. But I still, the wave of nausea. And I'm not a thrower-upper. Yeah, I just made that word up. I'm not a thrower-upper. I don't throw up. Matter of fact, we have a big joke about how I've probably thrown up maybe 3 times my whole entire life. And at 32, that's pretty good. This year, I've thrown up a lot already. Just because I threw up so much for surgery. And then I've gotten sick twice, I think, since. Nothing major. And it wasn't... They were both random times. But anyway, so that was not fun. And, of course, having to hold a pillow and stuff to your belly while you're crouching over this bowl. It got to be where as soon as the nurse came in with the medication that Mom and Dad and Ed, I don't know why I'm saying Mom and Dad, everybody would kind of take turns knowing I was going to have to yak. But I got up and walked as much as possible, which helps. And for newbies, I know everybody says it and it's kind of repetitive, but it really does make a difference. And I couldn't stand being on my back, and walking was best. Obviously that first night we didn't get a lot of sleep. Okay, guys, I'm fixing to make part 2 because I'm about to run out of tape. Well, I can only do like 10 minutes at a time. Okay, pause.